Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Here is my contest entry for Lyndsay's Geeked Out Knicks. She finally crossed 100 subscribers, so congratulations. She's at 101 right now. So she started a contest video, and her rules are subscribe to the channel, which I obviously already am. 18 years or older. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, I am. Comment or video entry to a YouTuber shoutout. Tell me tell me an item in your collection that you can never part with and why. And link the video. Obviously, I'll be doing that afterwards. So first off, for my shoutouts, I just subbed up to Comic Bags 22. I think he's at 23 subscribers. He's only made a couple videos. Definitely check him out. He's got some good books going over there. I'll shout out Comic Boys again. He's climbing up subscribers. At his rate, he's going to pass me in no time and get over 100 subs. And then I guess Brad Massey Millions is still under 100 subs, so let's help him out with that. I think he's got a contest running over there right now too. So I'll put all those links in the description below. So for the item I will never part with, I have chosen my sketchbook, which I've kind of alluded to and talked about in my previous videos. So obviously I won't even know, like, if I decide one day I want to sell, I won't even know how. I don't even think I could put a value on this. And I don't even know if there's maybe one crazy person out there who would want this, but, no way. Yeah, every convention I've been to the last 12 years, this has either been with me or with an artist. I have taken it every single convention I have been to. So I'll just go ahead. This is a video I've kind of wanted to do a while, just showing you guys what's in this book. So I figured, why not make it a contest or entry at the same time? So here we go. So inside the first panel, basically this is a spot for like writers and stuff. So any writers I really like and respect, I try to get their signature in here, and there's some more I definitely plan on filling up on this side as well. So as you can see, I've got a little bit of work to do there, but just a few names in here. Last year I got Chris Claremont and Arthur Adams, Jamie McKelvey and Kieran Gillen from Wicked and the Divine. I got Lynell Yu's signature in here, Bruce Timm, Adam Burnett, Tim Sale, Jason Aaron, Dan Slott, Scott Snyder, Tony Moore, Brian Azzarello, and Dan Jurgens too. So I'm glad to have their signatures in this book. There's a few more I would love to have in here, but you know, with the increased popularity of conventions and charging for signatures and caps on how many signatures you can get, it's a little bit harder to get some signatures even in this book. So I think what I'm going to do at my next convention, I'm only going to take like 2 or 3 books per creator, and maybe use that other spot if they're like limiting to 5 signatures or 3 signatures to try to get their signatures in this book at least. So that way I have a little bit more to talk about on my first little flap. So the first sketch I've got in here, this is an Addy Granoff Iron Man. So I believe this is at Wizard World 2006, I believe. I had a VIP badge, and actually I had like this. He was supposed to be advertised for a VIP signing, but he was running a little bit late. He got off his plane late, so kind of as a thank you, I guess, for waiting for him. He's doing free sketches for every VIP who waited for him in line and bought a ticket. So, I couldn't think of a better first sketch to have in this book. Plus, he designed the Iron Man costume, so I figured what better sketch to put first than his version of Iron Man for the movie, of course. Next up, Freddie Williams 3. I think this is the first paid commission I ever did. I really like the Tim Drake Robin. I think he was working on the Tim Drake book at the time, so I definitely wanted to get something from him. So I was really blown away. It was like the first sketch I ever paid for, so I was very happy with the results there. And if you guys are interested in pricing and that stuff, I won't get too much into that here. I'll link my Snupps page. So there you go, Alex. Snupps support. Hashtag Snupps. I actually got a sketches page, or a sketches shelf, I should say, on my Snupps. If you click on the sketches there, I think I've got all the pricing and details of how and where I got below. So next up, Eric Larson did this free Savage Dragon for me. I think this guy could draw Savage Dragon in his sleep at this point, obviously. He maybe did this in 60 seconds or less, and I couldn't have been happier with the result. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Next, Ebass did this character for me. He was just doing He did this for free, actually. This was back when like Top Cow and Aspen would have booths at Wizard World, and to kind of get a little bit of extra traffic at their booths, they would just have like basically pay their artist to do free sketches to kind of, you know, get some extra traction. And it worked. I mean, I bought plenty of variants from the guys over there. But absolutely, that is an awesome sketch. So, especially for free, he charged hundreds of dollars for a sketch like this today. So, very happy to have that early on in my book. And then I got this Kid Devil for free. I think Ali Garza did this. He was working on Teen Titans at the time. So not too bad for a free sketch, especially if I bring it closer. Those lines have always kind of driven me a little crazy, but hey, for free, I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah, if I hold it back here, it actually looks pretty good on camera. And then Mike Norton did this Black Canary for me. Like I said, it was like a 3 or 4 minute sketch. It's free, so I don't even think I have that one on my Snupps page. Tim Seeley did the Snake Eyes for me. He's one of the first people I actually, you know, once again, paid to get a sketch from. I think I got a Cobra Commander hanging on my wall over there that he did. And this one was actually for the Hero Initiative, so the only reason he charged to do the sketch is, you know, it went right to the Hero Initiative, which I got a couple more sketches like that in my book, too. So every time I see the Hero Initiative booth come to town, I usually have no problem putting down some money on a sketch because I know it's going to a great cause. Actually, here's an interesting story. So here's a Kenneth Rockefort, and it says, R.I.P. Michael. This was done on the day that Michael Turner passed away. So the day that Michael Turner passed away, there was a Wizard World I was at, and I think it was Saturday of that convention. And I mean, you could just feel it in the whole convention center when he passed away. A lot of his friends were in attendance that day. So the day he passed, they had the Aspen booth there. What Aspen decided to do, they got together as many artists that wanted to pay tribute to Michael Turner, and they just started doing free sketches in tribute to Michael. So I thought that was, you know, I was just like, wow. I mean, it was a very emotional day, to say the least. I'm glad I got a sketch like this inside my book. So I think there were a couple people there trying to get them separately. Hopefully they didn't try to resell them or anything like that, because these type of sketches, I mean, these are ones you just own and kind of keep the memory of Michael Turner alive and all that good stuff. And actually, to follow that up, I also got one, I think his name is Tommy Castillo. Unfortunately, I believe he has passed away since then as well. But he was a really nice guy. And he just blew me away. This is free. I mean, I just could not believe I know he did it in memory of Michael Turner, but I couldn't believe he would put this quality of work in for free. So he was a heck of a guy the day I met him. I wish I would have had a chance to collect more of his work, but I did not. And then I got this one for free too. He wasn't he was part of the DC Wildstorm setup, but he decided to write R.I.P. Mike on his sketch too, which is all good. But he was working on the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. I can't remember if I said his name. It was Jason Craig. But yeah, he was working on that awesome crossover book. So I think my brother had a Freddy done, so I decided to have a Jason done, so I didn't have the same sketch as he did. And yeah, he did a great job on that for free, I thought. So like I said, a lot of these early ones in my book are free, so I can't complain that much. I think this is from the next year at a Wizard World. Joe Benitez did this Starfire for me, so like I said, for free, I definitely cannot complain about that. I think that's a pretty dang good quality sketch for $0. And unfortunately, I mean, you can kind of see the climate of conventions changing through my sketchbook I get, because I think there may be 1 or 2 more free ones in here, but they're not they're very rushed quality compared to these other ones I had accumulated previously. So unfortunately, the days of getting a free sketch, I think, are gone, or at least a good quality free sketch. But I paid for this one as well, and it was worth every penny. This is Shane Davis, Hal Jordan. So if you guys saw my previous video, you guys know that, you know, Hal Jordan is one of my favorite characters all the time, if not the favorite. So I might try to get this inked in one day. It is an excellent quality sketch. I mean, he definitely put in the pencils here. So like I said, Shane Davis, it's awesome job right there. I haven't seen him go to a con for a while. I was wondering about him the other day. I saw he did a cover or two, but hopefully, you know, if you guys see him at a con, I definitely recommend checking him out. I think I got this one for free. Riley Brown. He was working on Deadpool at the time, or one of the Deadpool, but there's so many I can't remember, but I thought this was pretty funny. He drew a knife in his head. So Happy with that. Here is a Phil Hester Darkness. So he was working on the Darkness book at the time. And, you know, like Eric Larson, he probably drew this in like 60 seconds or less. And I know he's drawn like Green Arrow. I think I've got a Green Arrow hanging on my wall as well. The guy can put out work really fast. Every time I meet him, I'm blown away if I get a sketch by him. So, like I said, I got that one for free as well. And like I said, the quality of free sketches has gone down. I don't even know the artist. I didn't really want to remember his name, but yeah, I might try to remove this one. I guess he was nice enough to put something in my book. He could have just told me no, but he's whatever the artist for Wolverine Noir was. But yeah, I wouldn't have minded it, but he drew the claws, and the less said about those claws, I wish he would have just not drawn the claws. So I need to get a new Wolverine for this book, basically. Anyway, back for the paid sketches. I think I got this one with the first C2E2. Mark Bagley. This is kind of a grail sketch for me. When I got back into collecting, one of the first books I started getting into was Ultimate Spider-Man. So to have the Spider-Man from Mark Bagley was very important to me to get into this book. So I absolutely was blown away by the sketch. Every time I give this to a buddy to flip through and they look at it, they stop on this page every time. I was like, is that Mark Bagley? I'm like, yeah, it is. So very happy with that one. And then, I don't know, I don't want to speak ill of too many people, but I mean, I did pay for this one. This is a Tony Daniel Superboy. I was a big fan of his Teen Titans work at the time. But always drives me crazy. Like, can you just draw in the rest of the hairline? So yeah, usually, like I said, no ill will toward him. It is what it is. I'm still happy I got a sketch from him. But before you guys throw money down at conventions on sketches, kind of do your homework. I think what I'm going to do as well, there's a Facebook group. I don't post anything on Facebook, so no point in asking me to be your Facebook friend or anything, because I don't post or do anything. But there is a group I follow from time to time that actually has... the rules for the group is they post a sketch and then they post the price and where they got it, basically. So it's very informative into the quality of work you get for the price you pay, and you know how to communicate with the artist sometimes too, because that can be a little bit of a challenge, especially going to bigger conventions. So I'll put that in the link as well along with my Snupps page, just in case there's a couple people out there watching wondering, you know, how they can get a sketch like this and how they can get the biggest bang for their buck. All right, so I got a Mike McKone Dr. Doom. Well, for a while, this is probably my favorite sketch in my book, and it's still one of my favorite sketches, don't get me wrong. But I absolutely, after reading Mark Waid's Fantastic Four run, I was, and actually after playing the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 game too, he was a character I used in that, so I definitely had to get a Dr. Doom from somebody, and I think, like I said, the price is on my Snupps page, but he barely charged much for this at all, and the quality of work I got, I was blown away. So if he actually comes back to the States and goes to cons, highly, highly recommended. Matt Wagner did this for $20 at the Hero Initiative booth. Just, you know, simple, sweet. It went to a good cause, so I didn't mind paying $20 for this. And it's cool to have something from Matt Wagner, because he's a good artist. Mike Deodato Jr. did this Wonder Woman for me. I think the proceeds for this went to a university he was there visiting, or something like that. But Wonder Woman, I was very happy to get this one. And sitting right next to him was Will Conrad. He did this X-23 for me because he was working on the book at the time. It was weird. I think this is a Wizard World. I don't know if they dated it. 2011. For some reason, these two guys were there together. They didn't put them in Artist Alley, so no one really even knew they were there unless they did their homework. So, like, on the opposite side of the convention center, there's like this University of Illinois or something booth, and these two guys, they were just sitting there. Like, these two, like, they were two of the best artists on the card. And they were just sitting there. I'm just like, of course I wanted to get a Deodato for the book. And like I said, these were pretty cheap too, all things considered. And basically once he got done, I just hopped right to Will Conrad. I was like, hey, you want to do one too? He's like, okay, I'm just sitting here. So sometimes you can get pretty lucky. All right, for a while, once I keep saying this is probably my favorite up until last Saturday. This is probably my favorite sketch. This is a very close second favorite. It might still be my favorite. I don't know. Like I said, I wake up some days and have different opinions on things. But I think Great Legend will like this. Here is a Todd Knock thing. And like I said, if you guys do your homework on who you get a sketch from, I highly recommend Todd Knock. I think he's raised his rates a little bit, which he should. I mean, compared to everybody else who goes and sketches at cons, Todd Knock is one of the best bangs for your buck you can get on a sketch. So I can't recommend him. And he's super friendly. Like, he's like Ned Flanders types of friendly. So, and his wife's over there too, kind of running his booth. So they're both super friendly. Like, if you go just to get book signed, they'll even thank you for waiting to get a book signed. All that good stuff. So I highly recommend Todd Knock. And I think on my Snupps page, this is like probably my most liked sketch on my whole page, I think. So I still love it. And he actually drew the blue eyes in. I didn't even get a color one. He did like that Copic gray marker, but he still drew the blue eyes for the blue-eyed thing. So very happy with that. And then right next to him, that same convention, I think, yeah, it says C2E2. I got a Norm Rapman Booster Gold. So I've always been a pretty big Booster Gold fan. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one from Dan Jurgens. I'd like to eventually one day. But at least Norm did this awesome one for him because he was working on the ongoing title at the time. And he drew in Skeets. I didn't even have to ask for Skeets. He just drew them in there. So very happy to have Booster and Skeets together. And he does a really good Ted Cord Blue Beetle too. If you guys ever get a chance to meet him, I recommend him as well. Next up, this was, you know, some people talk about their Grail books and that stuff. This is my Grail piece right here. This is a George Perez Scarlet Witch. And he only charged $25 to do a sketch. Like, there's several other artists out there with a fraction of his quality, and they will charge triple or quadruple the price that George Perez would charge. So absolutely. I heard George Perez isn't doing so well. I hope he gets better and, you know, gets back on his feet and all that good stuff because, you know, besides Todd Knock, like, George Perez is probably like the friendliest guy I've ever met at a con. I met him a few times and he's just absolutely wonderful. So if you guys, if he gets well enough to start doing cons, which I don't know if he will, I hope he does. But if you guys ever do get a chance to somehow meet George Perez again, absolutely, you know, wait in line if you got to. Luckily, I've never had to really wait that long for him because, you know, when he was at the cons, he was pretty efficient in getting the lines through and all that good stuff. But he's a class act. I don't know what else I can say about him. It hasn't been said already. All right, like I said, I'm just going to keep rambling. I do apologize. But I do have another story about this one. This is a free sketch from Mike Perkins. Is the Trash Can Man from The Stand. He was working on the Stand book at the time when they were doing those Stephen King adaptations at Marvel. So, like I said, I do want to kind of tell a Mike Perkins story. So it's probably like when I was a lot younger, I was trying to get a Captain America sketch. I don't even think I had this book yet, so it was a really long... Well, anyway, I can't remember what year it was, but I walked... He was like sketching for the Marvel booth, and the signing was probably over. So I just, you know, I probably just had a backboard at the time, and I just walk up there expecting to get my sketch next, because I didn't really know the rules of conventions or anything. And, you know, Mike Perkins was the guy at the table, and he's just like, what can I do for you? And I'm just like, here, get a sketch. He's just like, oh, no, basically. And I don't know. I mean, I was probably being a jerk that day or something like that. I just, for whatever reason, though, for a couple of years, I just had a sour taste in my mouth when it came to Mike Perkins. But when I met him... I think it was a C2E2. I got a big Captain America omnibus right over there. I still enjoyed his art enough. Even though, like I said, I had a sour taste in my mouth after meeting him, I still wanted to get a signature from him for my omnibus for whatever reason. So I go up to him, and he was super friendly. We started talking about the character and that stuff, and he actually did like a personalized Captain America head sketch in that book without me even saying anything to him. He was just that nice. So when I got this sketch here, we were talking about the Stand and that stuff. We probably had like a 5-minute conversation about the Trash Can Man from the Stand. So, you know, just if you ever go to a con and have a negative experience with a creator, just kind of accept the fact that either you could be having a bad day or the creator could be having a bad day, because everybody has those. But I'm glad I gave him a second chance, and, you know, like I said, every time he goes to a con, which I might actually try to get something signed by him this weekend, he was just a wonderful guy. So, like I said, I don't want to give anyone the impression that, you know, Mike Perkins isn't great, because I think his work and his personality is absolutely awesome. Next up, Barry Kitson did this for free. This Mr. Fantastic. This is kind of, I don't know if he still does this or not, but basically he just wanted to have like a big hangout for a booth all weekend, so what he would do is he just do free color sketches, and obviously that's going to bring out the crowds. It just pretty much took me a whole day to get this, of waiting by his booth. But like I said, I was very happy with the results. Luckily, it was a Sunday of a con. I pretty much gotten everything done I wanted to at that con. So I decided if I have to go for a day 3, I'm just going to wait at his booth and get this, and I'm glad I did. This is a very nice addition to my sketchbook, I think. I was trying to go for like all 4 of the Fantastic Four, so I still need a Human Torch and the Invisible Woman. I'm just waiting for an artist to be like, all right, here you go. Here's your Invisible Woman. It's going to be a blank page with a signature at the bottom, but we'll see when I request that. I'm curious. Next up, I got a Kevin Eastman, and this is before I guess he charges for signatures now, but he did this for free in my sketchbook and in my Ninja Turtles hardcover I got up there. I got one of the IDW TMNT Ultimate collections from the original run. So he did he did it in like solid gold for the book, and I really wanted one for this, and I knew I probably wouldn't get too many chances to meet Kevin Eastman. And oh, look at that, I'm a Turtles fan. I've been a Turtles fan all my life. Usually I don't press for, free sketches and stuff. Usually if they want to do it, I just let them. If not, it is what it is. But when it came to Kevin Eastman, it's like, I at least got to ask because it's Kevin Eastman. And he's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, he knocked this one out pretty quick. About 2 or 3 minute sketch there, but I was absolutely happy with that. Oh, gotta bring up my cheat sheet. I always forget this guy's name. I feel really bad every time. Sorry, I'm bringing up my cheat sheet. Corey Hampshire is this artist's name, and he did this excellent Joker for me at a local comic shop up north when I was living up in Maryville, Indiana. But yeah, he did a New 52 Joker for me, and absolutely blown away by this one too. Sorry, I keep using absolutely blown away as adjective to describe these sketches, but yeah, like I said, for a lot of people, their grails are getting some, older books, some 9.8 CGC grades. My grails are trying to get these sketches and, just trying to get the best bang for my buck, I suppose. And I usually try not to pay more than $100 per sketch. It's kind of getting to that point where I'll probably have to eventually, just because Artist Alley table prices are going up, supply stuff's going up, and, obviously they only have so much time at cons. So I'm just about to that point where I'm going to pay for my first $100 sketch. And then here's Matthew Waite, who was sitting next to him at that comic shop. He did this Kilowog for me. So like I said, I was happy with that. And he actually threw in a free print. I got like a Deadpool print from him too for free. So like I said, I think the pricing on that is on my Snupps page. Next up, I got a Ryan Stegman Black Cat. This didn't cost too much, luckily. He was doing like time sketches, so I think he probably knocked this out in about 10 minutes. So that's why it looks like it's a little bit unfinished. But yeah, it was just a nice quick sketch. I knew what I was getting, what I was paid for, so happy to have that. Next up, Jay Lee did this Batman headshot for me. So luckily, he has like a value tier in his commission pricing that basically I just wanted to get some. I knew he was just gonna do a simple small headshot. And I just, I like Jay Lee enough. I really wanted to just get something from him, no matter what. So I think that came out pretty well, to be honest. So I always wanted a Batman for this book, and luckily Jay Lee fulfilled that. So I think he still charges about $60 for a head sketch, maybe. He started charging for SIGs, unfortunately, but yeah, at the very least, I would probably recommend getting that head sketch from him. Another awesome guy to meet up at cons. I haven't seen him at too many cons, but if he goes to a con, get in his line early. Steve McNiven does sketches at cons. I didn't even think he would have time, but he basically, in talking to him, said he just wants to make time to talk to a few fans, and I don't even think I paid more than $40 to $60 for this. I just, like I said, I still can't believe I got a cheap Steve McNiven sketch to this quality in my book. And yeah, he's just an excellent guy to talk to. The only crazy weird thing about him is he'd either personalize and sign your book for free, or you could get it not personalized. They charge like $5 or something. It is what it is. And if you had a hardcover, you just sign it for free. You didn't care. But yeah, if you guys see him, you go into a con near you. Get in his line early, see if you can get a sketch from him. So obviously I got a group from him because he was working on Guardians of the Galaxy at the time. Absolutely happy with that one. And then I got this Vixen from Gene Ha. The money for this sketch went to the Hero Initiative. Usually he's pretty good about supporting them. So usually if he's going to be at a con near you and the Hero Initiative's there, it's pretty easy to get a good sketch from him. And he was actually nice enough to use color, too. I didn't even ask for color. But he was nice enough to put some color into it. And like I said, I didn't pay too much for that. Next up, I got an Adam Hughes Supergirl. Once again, he just wants to kind of give something back to his fans. So for a low cost, he'll give you a nice quick sketch. I think the best one I saw in line while I was waiting for this is he does a good Catwoman, because obviously he did those covers. Like I said, not the world's greatest sketch, but I'm happy to have something drawn from Adam Hughes in this book, because I think it's just something he started doing not too long ago. I think it's only like $40, so for $40 to get an actual piece of art by Adam Hughes is pretty awesome. That same convention, I got this Daryl Banks sketch. Obviously, in my previous video, you guys saw that I was collecting Green Lantern as a kid after reading The Death and Return of Superman. So, I kind of told Daryl Banks that, this is kind of a part of my childhood here, getting a Kyle Rayner from him in my book. And, he's, once again, super nice, awesome. Check him out if you go to a con. Less than $100 for a full body, too. It's actually quite a bit under $100, I think. So definitely, if you're looking for good quality, best bang for your buck, Daryl Banks is in that category too. Check him out if you guys can. I believe this is a newer artist named Jay Fife. I don't know what he works on, but he had some nice quality sketches, so my brother and I decided to get a couple commissions from him. He did this Freddy Krueger for me. I think it's pretty awesome, actually. He drew like some uglier like boils and deterioration on his face, so I thought that was pretty nice. So happy to have that. And he was super cool to communicate with too. He actually took down my phone number and texted me the second my sketch was done, so I could get my book back and take it to the next artist. So he's a pretty cool and easygoing guy to deal with. Andy Bennett did this Eraserhead for me. So at his booth, this is like when Twin Peaks: The Return came out last summer. So it's pretty much like almost completed its run. And, usually when something pop culture comes along and it's really good quality, you'll see it reflected at a comic convention, whether it be through art prints, that type of stuff. And Andy Bennett was the only person there with anything at all Twin Peaks for some reason. He had a really cool sketchbook of just headshots he did for he decided to take 30 days and do 30 Twin Peaks characters and make a sketchbook out of it. It basically is just original post from Instagram. So I knew as soon as I saw it, it's like, I got to get something from this guy, because after we chatted about Twin Peaks: The Return for about 10-15 minutes, I'm like, dude, I got to get a David Lynch character from you. And for some reason, I decided, I'm going to go outside Twin Peaks and get this Eraserhead. So he knocked it out of the park on this Eraserhead. So I was extremely happy to get that once again. Bang for your buck sketch, good quality and efficient too. Andy Bennett, check him out. Bob McLeod did this Beast for me. I wanted a nice old school Beast. I kind of miss this classic look. I knew Bob McLeod was going to be the guy to give me that nice classic look Beast I wanted for my book. So, absolutely happy with that sketch. I think finally, I usually try to show things twice on my channel, but I got to show this as much as possible. My Ty Templeton Poison Ivy. Once again, absolutely blown away by this. So happy to have it. Took me 2 conventions to get a sketch from him, but it is absolutely worth it. Once again, if you guys like best bang for your buck, excellent stories, check out Ty Templeton first day of a convention if you go. Like I said, if you see him coming to a convention you're new, go to the first day of the convention, get in his line as soon as the con opens up, and get a commission from him, because he will definitely not let you down. And this was under, I think it was $75. So for collar, full body, $75, I cannot think of a better value than that from a top tier artist. So absolutely check him out. So that was the last sketch. Hopefully I'll get some this weekend, but I'm not really, the bigger the con is, it seems like the harder it is to get a good commission. I'm going to try to get one, maybe 2 at C2E2 this weekend, but I'm not going to really keep my fingers crossed. Because I am going to another convention in September where it's going to be much easier to get sketches for this book like it was last year. So once again, check out Lyndsay's channel. I'm sorry guys, I always ramble on for half an hour. I'm going to try to fix that in my next few videos. I want to try to keep my videos 15 minutes or less, so I apologize. And then once again, I'll probably tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to try to put up a contest. Like I said, there's a lot going on now. And in terms of contests, but I think they're all slowly ending, so I think in that case I'm going to start mine. But beyond that, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumb. And I don't care if you give me a thumbs down once again for going a half an hour. But just thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all the support. Thank you.